right.
Dan, it's episode 3.
It's episode 3, y'all.
Revenge of the Packie Run.
I guess so.
Get my, oh yeah, that's the one.
Welcome back to the Packie Run podcast. I am Dan Mayotte.
And I am the Senate. No, I'm AJ Lagambina.
I mean, same thing.
Yes.
Both are just as useless.
I hate you. So much. So
got him.
we got a couple of topics that we can cover today.
Yeah, I mean, like, a lot of Patriots news has happened in the last week since we've done like a podcast episode.
We've had a lot of Pats news. We've had the
entertaining Twitter things.
The scene has they've lost their minds.
Yeah. Because the music industry music industry stops happening for a month, and this is what happens. We will get into that a little bit later. But first, what are we drinking tonight?
Tonight, I have a Black Abbey Brewing Company, The Rose, which is a Belgian-style blonde ale. It's sweet. It's a sweeter beer, and friend of the pod, Brad Tuller, turned me onto it.
Is it like a dessert beer?
Kind of. It's not quite as it's not quite that sweet. It's
okay.
It's just kind of a what do they call it with wine? It's a porch pounder, you know? Like you can just sit there and like crush an entire 6-pack without really trying or thinking about it.
But is it something like you sip on? Like you are more of a sipping beer, or like you just like fucking chug it?
Yeah, it's definitely
about it and get wrecked.
It's definitely a sipper. It's I know it says somewhere on here. I think it's like 5.4 going on 6%. I can't find alcohol. 5.4% by volume. So it's a little bit heavier than just like a beer.
Yeah, like a PBR, or like what are those, like Miller Lights, or
yeah, a little bit
Miller
more on the
Highlights
boozy side.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is not the champagne of beers, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, we can't all be drinking the champagne of beers all the time.
I think
sometimes we just want to. I mean, we can.
I think that's the dream.
Well, yeah, like I'd love to drink shitty beer all the time, but sometimes it's nice to treat yourself.
That is true. What are you rocking?
I'm rocking a Brooklyn Defender IPA.
Oh.
It's a golden IPA.
That is a fantastic beer. One that I have not seen down here in Tennessee, but one that I would regularly get during our exploits in New Haven.
I mean, it's definitely a little, probably, I mean, I didn't get into Brooklyn Lager until I moved to Brooklyn, and
that logic checks out.
I mean, yeah. I mean, ever since I've been in Massachusetts for the quarantine and the beer virus, I have been craving Brooklyn Lager beer, and I haven't I haven't found it anywhere until like Friday.
There you go.
And I found it at Cappy's.
What is Cappy's?
Down in Hyannis. It's like
is it it's a local joint?
Yeah. I guess it's a good, nice big liquor store, kind of like Luke's Liquors.
Luke's Liquors.
Yeah.
All 3 locations are amazing. And Luke's Liquors should sponsor us.
Well, Luke's Liquors Luke's Liquors are all over fucking Cape Cod, dude.
How many are there on the Cape? I know there's one in Rockland. I know there's one in Manomet, which is just Plymouth. Are there more on the Cape?
Dude, I drive around, like, me and my girlfriend will drive around Cape Cod and go to random towns because
there's jack shit to do.
There's nothing to do except go to the beach, but it's too cold to swim, and just drive around and find nature trails to go to, and go to Luke's. And there has to be a Luke's Liquors in like every town in Cape Cod, or some towns there's like at least 3.
I didn't know that they had an empire, but that's cool.
They're like everywhere down here, so that's kind of cool.
Keep getting them checks, I guess. Build your Packie empire.
Yeah, I guess so.
And bring us along for the ride.
Brooklyn is a good beer.
Yeah,
it's kind of a sipper.
The Defender IPA is awesome. I especially like on the 6-packs of the bottles. It's got the like superhero look to it.
I will say this. Definitely better in the bottles.
Oh, really?
Not the cans. Like, it's kind of like you were saying this before, like when we had Boston Lagers, like Sam Adams.
Yeah.
Like, they're better in the bottle than they are in the can for whatever reason.
Oh, absolutely. There's definitely some beers. PBR is probably the best example where you can get PBR
Has to
in
be
a bottle.
In a can.
Yeah, you can get it in a bottle, you can get it draft, like it's available in a few different formats, but there's something about that like aluminum zing that really works for it. Same thing with Narragansett. Narragansett's the same way. It just tastes better out of the aluminum.
I don't know what it is, or if it's...
Well, that's also... I mean, my hot take with most beers is that I like them more out of the bottle or the can than I do draft, which is like sacrilegious to say. Like I get odd looks from people every time I say that, but I like my beer with more carbonation, which you obviously get when it's in a bottle or a can. But then there's definitely a few beers that need that little bit of like a metallic aluminum taste to really make it.
Yeah, I mean, I can agree with that to some extent, but there are some beers you have to have as a drought, like Guinness.
Yeah, that's where my mind was at too. And I'm not a big Guinness fan at all, but that's still like...
I'm a huge Guinness fan, and most bars don't pour it correctly.
See, I've heard that. I'm not a big enough fan to know, but I do know that there is like a tradition and a what's the word I'm looking for?
Like how to pour it properly?
Yeah, there's a process for it.
It's so basically what it is, and grant you, I'm not a bartender. I've never been a bartender. But I've watched enough shows, I've talked to enough people. You put the glass at a 45-degree angle, and you pour it down, and then you pour it about like halfway or like 3/4 of the way up, and then you let it sit, and then you go off and like you pour like another drink, or like you go do something and wait for it for like a minute.
Let the head clear.
Yeah, let the head clear, and then you pour straight down, and then like pour it till the top and like get a nice head going and everything like that.
Yeah, it's one of the only beers where the head is all that important.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a Guinness did have one thing. Again, Brad Tuller, friend of the pod.
We might have to get him on.
Yeah, Brad had something.
I know he's a big whiskey guy.
He's a massive whiskey guy, which
you can't get into, but I have started to.
I used to be able to drink it like it was water.
Dude, I love whiskey now.
I used to be able to drink whiskey like it was water, and I'm 99% sure that she's never going to listen to it, and even if she did, she would just find it funny.
I mean, who cares? Like
my friend Hannah I got wrecked at her place one night with a couple other people. Actually, I'm pretty sure Brad was there for at least a portion of that night, and
I know I definitely wasn't there that night.
No, I think Josh and I had gone to their place for a little bit or something, and we were, as college kids do, just putting it back. And I started that night with whiskey, and then moved on to other drinks. And
I mean, you're young and dumb, and you don't know your limits yet, so you make bad choices,
especially with liquor. Oof.
Especially with liquor, and I mean, you learn very early on
where your lines are.
Where your lines are. Like me with gin, that was a terrible night. Not going to go into that tonight.
Yeah, Josh and I learned that lesson too. Drinking Christmas trees.
Yeah. But anyways, let's stop talking about the alcohol and the drinking. And so Gronk went to Tampa Bay. Let's start it off there.
In a move that should have really not shocked anybody, I don't think. I think it was pretty much a foregone conclusion that Gronk was going to come back this season. I think just based on everything that he had said in the media and everything, I thought for sure that he would be coming back sooner rather than later. And I don't know, there's something about that Tom Brady cult of personality where there's people that just don't want to play for anybody other than him.
I mean, I wish we got more value out of it. But to be told, we were tight on cap space. We wouldn't be able to pay anyone if he were to come back. Like we were set to pay him $10 million with him not playing. At least we got a 4th round draft pick, and someone else is paying for it. That contract.
And the other thing about it is, I think time will tell if it's, if it really was kind of a flub or whatever, just trading him off and only getting a 4th round pick for him.
I mean, keep in mind, 2 years ago, we had an offer in place with the Detroit Lions, and we were going to get a 1st round pick. We were going to get a 1st rounder from them. Maybe it wasn't 2 years ago, but we were going to get a 1st round pick. I think it was the
2018 season, so yeah.
Yeah, with like Matt Patricia being at the helm and everything like that. Like, we were gonna get a 1st round pick for him, and looking back on it now, it's like, wow, we got only a 4th. I mean, I wish we got a 2nd out of it at least. But
I think it's fair to think that way, but I think the more important thing for me is just like, in Belichick we trust. And honestly, the fact that we managed to get ourselves a pick for a player who was retired.
That's true too. And
I think that's a galaxy brain move.
$10 million is a lot of money.
That's true.
And I mean, it is, but it isn't. Like,
it's more than my punk ass will see in my lifetime.
I mean, it's more than what any of us will see in our lifetimes. But, like, as far as, like, salary cap goes, like, 10 million's kind of, in the grand scheme of everything, it'll help out a little bit. Especially signing a lot of, like, those draft picks that we just got.
Yeah.
I mean, I was shocked that it happened as quickly as it did, because I remember earlier in the day it was like, oh, reports that Gronk is coming out of retirement to go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and this happened. I was like out somewhere, and I was like, oh, that's really interesting, and then I was like driving home, and 15 minutes later it was like, breaking news, Gronkowski has signed with the Tampa Bay, has been traded, and I'm like, wow, that's quick.
They move quickly.
Yeah, I mean, hey, whatever works.
Yeah, I don't think we're really gonna miss him all that much.
I mean, he wasn't gonna play for us anyways.
Exactly. Well, I think he might have played for us if Brady was still here. If they had worked something out there, I could see him coming back. But I think, dealing with...
Some people were mad on Twitter.
Some people were big mad.
Some people were like, that is like... Some people were calling him a punk on Patriots Twitter. And, I mean, look,
business is business, guys. Come on.
He wasn't going to play for us no matter what. We got... And I mean, I'm only upset about the 4th rounder. I wish it was a little bit higher, but it is what it is. We were so tight. We had less than $2 million in cap space to do anything with it. Everyone was wondering, oh, the Patriots, why haven't the Patriots signed a quarterback yet? Which we'll get to that in a little bit. But we were like, everyone was like, oh, why haven't the Patriots signed a quarterback? And it's like, you can't do much with $2 million in your cap space. And like, we got to sign all our draft picks. We got to do a lot of, that money can't be spent.
And
It's tied up.
we also have to be playing the long game, you know? There
Right.
were a couple of
And I mean,
there were a couple of interesting prospects, but you know, between the cap space and the fact that the organization has made it pretty clear that Stidham's their guy, like it wasn't
yeah.
it wasn't
And
gonna happen.
also, next year, we're gonna have approximately 90 million in cap space. We got fuck money, son.
Reload
Yo, yeah.
and
We're gonna like
go on a
people don't
revenge
realize
tour.
that. People don't realize that. Like we after next year, we have so much money. And you know Belichick, he is not gonna blow it all.
Nope. I think
Um,
Belichick is consistently 10 steps ahead of everybody else around him. And I
But
think
in
we're going
other
to see
news,
that.
before we get to the draft, we did sign Marquise Lee.
I did see that.
Now, he has been kind of injury prone. He is that type of player because I play a lot of Madden, and I always create these dynasties. Marquise Lee is that type of player that is a low overall, and then becomes OP. He becomes like a 99 and like catches like everything, and like not that he's going to become that in real life, because obviously video games are very different than the reality of it all. He is very talented. He is a good option, at least kind of injury prone. I like the signing. I wanted them to go after him when I did see that he was released. That's an interesting development, and we'll see what happens with him. And looking at the draft and what they didn't pick a single wide receiver, and they signed a bunch in free agency afterwards. But maybe this is kind of their way of saying like, hey, we addressed this. Like maybe like this is the way of how they're going to address their weak wide receiver core.
I think you're spot on there. I think it's a little bit of a signal.
And Belichick did say after the draft, like somebody asked him, why didn't you draft a wide receiver? He said, well, we like our guys. We got, and I'm paraphrasing at best here, they picked N'Keal Harry in the first round last year, and they spent a second rounder on Mohamed Sanu. They thought, they think it's going to be competitive, and maybe run it back, and we can be competitive with these guys.
Yeah, I think it's one of the more interesting things about, the talk about the Patriots as a whole lately. Losing Brady, losing Gronk is obviously like a big emotional loss more than anything else for New England fans and for people on the outside looking in. But if you take a look at the roster, the way that it stands right now, Stidham's an unknown factor. People in the organization seem to be confident about him, which might just be posturing. It might just be saving face, or it might be that, they legitimately believe in this kid, at least for this season. And if you look at the rest of the roster, it's nothing to scoff at. There's more than a couple of unknowns there, which is welcome to the fucking Patriots.
Well, the thing that Patriots Twitter gets hung up on, they get hung up on the fact that what is happening? Oh, I guess it's something from me.
It ain't me.
Yeah, I guess I had some sound on some website I was looking at. Shut up. Patriots Twitter gets hung up on the fact that Jared Stidham had a pick six in like a game last year. And
wasn't it during a preseason game?
something like that. It was like it was so like minor and so stupid.
I think I might have been at that game. I
People
think
get
I think
so-
it was against the Titans. I think I was at that game, and we
People have
still
been
won.
People have been so hung up on him and that pick six for whatever reason.
I'm sorry. What was Brady's last play
pick
as
six.
a member of the New England Patriots?
I mean, that
Like, on that note alone, friggin' good riddance, dude. If that's what you want to go out on, okay, go to Tampa Bay.
Yeah. Now, Marquise Lee is good depth in the wide receiver room for the Patriots, at least. I mean, even if he does get cut, and there might be a chance at it. I mean, like, Demaryius Thomas got cut with the Patriots a few years ago in camp. He's at least someone to look at as a solid option. Same thing with Mohamed Sanu. Now, moving into the draft, everyone in the media, from what I have seen, has panned this. Everyone hates it. Everyone's like, why didn't the Patriots get a quarterback? Why did they trade down and blah 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 blah?
What else?
No
is
wide
new?
receivers. And
to those people, I say, what else is new?
I didn't come up with a mock draft last week. If you're listening, go back to listen to last week. I wanted, from the Patriots, I wanted edge, I wanted linebacker, I wanted tight end, and I wanted offensive line and wide receiver before quarterback. But last week I said they should draft a quarterback high just to get their chance at a quarterback. They didn't like any of the guys. They drafted everyone I thought they would draft, except a wide receiver, but they, in a sense, they drafted 2 wide receivers. They spent a second rounder on Mohamed Sanu, and they went out and signed Marquise Lee.
Exactly.
I will say, Kyle Duggar, the first pick that they had in the second round, this originally had my head scratching.
It had. I was on FaceTime with my parents when the pick happened, and my dad was in the same position because I don't have cable.
I was like, who
so
the
I was
hell
just
is
following
that?
along on Twitter, and yeah, that seems to be where everybody's head was at. Was like, this guy.
I was like, who the hell is that guy? Now, I don't know much about Kyle Duggar. I hope he's not into Monster and Fox, those Fox motorcycles, motocross bullshit.
God.
the
I was like, where are you going with this? Now
typical Kyle. Dudes named Kyle that are really into Monster and
I don't know,
that type of shit.
Somebody's got to go look this kid up, find out whether or not he maybe he had a Monster tab necklace.
I mean, I hope not.
That would be too good.
That would be sick, dude. But I don't know a lot about him, and I'm not gonna pretend to be an expert. I've never played football, and I don't know how to analyze football players. But I will say, looking back on it now, it's a smart move for the Patriots. We have aging safeties. We have Devin McCourty, Patrick Chung. They're both 32 right now. Wrong side of 30.
True.
Adrian Phillips. He's getting to be 28 years old. So a little bit on the older side. As well as we got a couple other ones, but we have an aging defensive back group. Kind of a smart move to get a little bit younger, and I don't know, we might see Patrick Chung get cut.
Just for the sake of money.
Just for the sake of money. I wouldn't be surprised if Patrick Chung got cut during, or traded, for that matter. We're not going to trade or cut Devin McCourty, obviously. We just paid him all that money. It makes no sense to, but I think Patrick Chung would be on the cutting block. And I haven't seen anyone say that on the internet. This is just my personal prediction and my personal belief. I think he would be the one to get the chopping block.
Yeah. I think the logic there is sound.
Um,
I would not be shocked if some of the bigger names ended up not wearing the red, white, and blue.
yeah,
Just for the sake of saving some money and being able to make some moves maybe during the season when/if it happens.
yeah, for sure. Now, Josh Uche, that Michigan connection with Chase Winovich, they are boys apparently. That could be a very good addition, and maybe a little bit of chemistry beforehand will be good for rushing the quarterback.
Well, and that ties
I'm excited about that.
That ties into the conversation about Brady and Gronk. Like, Rob Gronkowski being in Tampa Bay, I don't think Gronk is really going to come all that close to being as productive as he ever was with the Patriots. I think it's, Tom is Linus and Gronk is his safety blanket,
Yeah.
He's there to help spread the gospel of Tom Brady around the locker room and to be a constant to help make that kind of transition acceptable. And I think with a year off after a metric shit ton of CBD oil, he's probably going to look a little bit better than he did in the 2018 season.
I mean, he'll certainly not be hurt. I mean,
yeah, I think
he's been injury prone his entire career.
Yeah, but I think those kind of connections on either side of the ball are really important stepping stones to just having like a cohesive, well-oiled machine of a team. So yeah, if those two are boys, go for it. Let's see what you can bring on the field.
Yeah, and Anthony Jennings, another linebacker for the Patriots. I said we needed linebacker help. We needed more people to rush the quarterback. I am happy with that. We got two tight ends. We had hot garbage for tight end last year. Like, Ben Watson's not, he was good in 2005.
That is true.
He is old.
Yeah, especially for a physical position like tight end.
And then we got our kicker.
Uncharted waters there.
I don't know how I feel about. You heard about him. Have you been seeing it on Twitter?
I have not. I have been on a pretty decent social media hiatus besides promoting this podcast.
So, Justin Rawwaser, I think that's how you pronounce his last name. He is a kicker from Marshall. Originally went to University of Rhode Island, and he has been recently called out on the internet for having a 3%er tattoo.
I saw this, and I feel out of the loop. What the hell is a 3%er?
It's like militant right-wing politics. Some accusing of it, like that organization as being like Nazi affiliated or white power affiliated. I personally don't know a lot about the 3%ers. There's just not a lot of good things about it. And he said something along the lines of, I got it when I was a teenager and didn't know a lot about them, and I just support the military and my family. He also has a "Don't Tread on Me" tattoo, and I'm just very conflicted when it comes to this pick.
Yeah, politics and sports do not go hand in hand. Not knowing anything about the 3%ers, maybe I should do some research and figure out what my hot take about it should be. But man, like, Why can't all the right-wing nut jobs just be, why can't they all agree on one thing to call themselves? How about they all just call themselves the Proud Boys or the KKK or whatever, so I can figure out who to hate without having to write a master's thesis on why I dislike them.
Yeah,
The three
I mean,
percenters? What? Why?
I don't know. They're just pro-gun and pro... I don't... Dude, I don't know. I don't want to talk politics. I don't want to get into it.
Yeah, why can't just
but yet it
get
gets
an
brought
NRA
up.
tattoo, you fucking weirdo?
Yeah,
Go all in or go all out. Like stop
For-
with these little microcosm.
I mean, for
groups.
all we know, there might be a social media uproar and he can be kicked off the team next week.
You never know.
Who knows? But apparently he's a good kicker, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Moving on, we also got a guard, we got an offensive tackle, another linebacker, and a center. Good news though, David Andrews did say he is coming back and he's been medically cleared to start playing football again.
He was saying
that
in
is a
an
good
interview
sign.
that he had to like rebuild his body.
Yeah, he had like blood clots or something, like
Yeah,
serious stuff. I mean,
very.
I hope he's doing well,
I hope to see him on the field eating people alive.
but that is the Patriots draft. Now, the Patriots did sign a lot of undrafted free agents. Of course they did. And most notably, they signed 2 quarterbacks.
True.
And the speculation going into next year is that their plan is to have 3 quarterbacks on the roster.
Nothing new there.
Brian Hoyer is the current starter as of right now.
Interesting.
At least that's what reports have come out by like Mike Reese and everyone like that.
Yeah.
Will that change? I think it will. I think Jarrett Stidham will eventually win the job.
Yeah, I think just based on how long, I mean, obviously there's been some ins and outs, but Hoyer's been on the squad for how long and has never been our starter. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon.
I mean, Hoyer has bounced around a bunch of places. I mean, he's been in Indianapolis, he's been in Cleveland.
And you need guys like that, but he's never won out for a starting job.
I mean,
I don't see any reason for that to change.
He did in Cleveland for like a little bit, but that's not saying much. I mean, it's
Oh,
Cleveland is the factory of sadness.
Cleveland is the 7th circle of hell in so many ways.
Did you know the NFL draft is there next year?
Is it really?
Yeah.
It'd be the most people in that city ever. Besides
Since
maybe
LeBron left them.
Yeah, I was gonna say since maybe when LeBron James was playing there.
Oh man.
Oh god. Like Ohio. Who move somewhere else. Be not there. Cause why? It's oh my god. It's just not even a real place.
I'll say this about Cleveland, like the Cleveland Browns. Part of me just feels really bad for them, and in some weird way, I'm rooting for them to be better. Just because they've been bad for so long. I'm just like, come on.
You want to see people succeed. Like, if you're a good person, you just want to see people succeed. But like,
are you saying you're a bad person?
No. Like, I would like for all people to be able to succeed in all things they do, but you're not going to if you're in Cleveland, fucking Ohio. Like,
I just feel so bad.
Like, I don't even think it's a matter of sports. I think it's a matter of geography. If you're in Cleveland, Ohio, you're probably not doing all that great.
I mean, you have cold weather. You like I think the only sports team that is good is like probably like the Cleveland Indians. But even then, like
Even then, you're dealing with a
you're dealing with a team that hasn't won a championship in almost 60 years.
and also it's a questionable mascot. Though
I
not
mean,
quite as not
they
quite
stopped
as
using they stopped using that guy though. Chief Yoo-hoo, I think that was the name of it.
Chief Yoo-hoo?
Hold on.
That his name?
I gotta look this up.
What is wrong with people? I was gonna say it's worse. It's worse to be the DC team. I won't even say the name because it feels like a slur. But
Oh, yeah.
oh man, Chief Yoo-hoo? Are you?
All right. I think I probably mispronounced it. Wahoo. I think that's how you pronounce it.
That's still so not okay. Chief.
I knew it was like
Wahoo.
something. Wahoo. I sent you the like a link to like it.
Wow. That's brutal.
Yeah, imagine sucking or like failing and having so many collapse for the last 60 years and that's your mascot.
One might say the two things are tied.
I mean,
That's so...
I will say this.
It's funny because it's just so ridiculous.
I mean, we can't talk. Tom Yorkie was not a good guy, dude.
Well, yeah.
He was kind of an asshole.
Yeah, Yaki Way that's also questionable naming for sure.
I mean, the Red Sox were the last team to sign like an African American, and like we didn't sign one until like 1955 or something.
Yeah, but that's also like Boston has a racial history that's just not great. It's even now there's still some questionable things going on. So there's no winning in that game no matter who you are or where you're from.
I mean, like no one
At least we don't have Chief fucking Wahoo. Oh my god. That's brutal. I'm laughing because it's just so ridiculous. But moving on, we were talking about the draft.
Yeah. We obviously, I think Bill Belichick has, I mean, he has a plan in place.
He always does.
And people are criticizing him for his draft picks and not getting a quarterback, not getting a wide receiver. I'll say this: we should just give him the benefit of the doubt. He is the greatest coach of all time. Why not give him the benefit of the doubt?
And he's earned that. He's earned that right.
He has earned that. Like, we're not gonna go out and sign Cam Newton. We're not gonna go out and trade for Andy Dalton. We're gonna stick with who we got.
And that just seems to make sense. It just...
And I don't think enough Patriots fans are giving him the credit. I think, and I've seen it, a lot of Patriots fans on Twitter are jumping ship and going to like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Which is so that's an interesting topic that I guess I think it's probably better saved for a later podcast, but I will say this, like, maybe it's just because of where we're from, and Boston is like the sports are so ingrained in the culture of that city and that state.
Yeah.
Like you're a diehard for your hometown team or you're not a diehard. And that's one thing that's always been kind of confusing since, well, I guess you could say basically since college, when I really started interacting with people that were outside of my usual spheres. but especially being down here in Nashville, like the number of people that are like born and raised in certain places and then end up in other places and start rooting for the team that's there, or they start, or there are even people that I know that live in Massachusetts that are like, no, I'm not a Patriots fan. I like the Seahawks. And it's like, why? How do you?
mean, I guess I can. I have some thoughts about that, and there are some teams I definitely have a stronger allegiance with. Patriots, absolutely. Like, that is my number one allegiance. Doesn't matter where I move to, that is the team I am going to root for. Same thing with the Red Sox. I'm going to root for those teams. And maybe, I guess I'll say this. I mean, I work at Barclays Center. I haven't said that before in like the other two previous podcast episodes.
Tread carefully, traitor.
But I work at the Barclays Center, and I wear the Brooklyn Nets and recently the New Jersey, not New Jersey, excuse me.
I was gonna say,
New York Islanders.
I was gonna say, please don't tell me you're a New Jersey Devils
No,
fan.
no.
I was gonna say this podcast will end right now.
And so, like, I have worked several New Jersey Nets, or not. Why do I keep? I gotta get that stinky word, those two bad words out of my mouth.
Oh, what? You're not a fan of New Jersey? You're not a fan of the armpit of America?
The only good thing about New Jersey is Wawa. That's it.
The Garden State. What a joke.
More like the garbage state. Oh!
Got him!
Anyways, I've seen a lot of Brooklyn Nets games, and I've seen a lot of New York Islanders games, and I think it's just because like I've just been around it more. I've been to more Islanders and I've been to more Nets games than Bruins and like Celtics games, and I've just fallen in love with both of those teams in a sense. And
I guess. I mean, I don't hate the Nashville Predators. I was rooting for them when they were in the Stanley Cup because I hate the Penguins. And like I've got a respect for that team. I love that stadium. Bridgestone Arena is it's beautiful. It is a very, very nice it's a very nice arena. But like I just can't ever picture, mainlining another team. And maybe that has to do with the fact that I've now seen all of those teams win championships. Now that I've seen the Bruins, to a far, far lesser extent, the Celtics, the Red Sox multiple times, the Patriots more times than anyone should ever get to see in their lifetime. Like,
who?
The Patriots.
Dude, my dream would be to get season tickets for the Patriots. I have yet to go to a Patriots game, and that is on the bucket list.
I forget. You've told me this before. You've never been to Gillette, huh?
I've never been to Gillette at all.
Man, you're missing out. Although I can't really say a whole lot because I've been to Gillette 2 times, and both times I've had box seats. So like,
did you go to Toby Keith's steakhouse?
I did not.
Dude, you messed up.
Hey man, you're at a sports stadium. Eat a hot dog.
You're not going to Toby Keith's steakhouse, dude?
Can't say I have much interest.
I will say this: I can't wait for football season to begin, and hopefully,
I can't wait to be able to actually leave my fucking house.
I mean, hopefully, this beer virus thing is all over with, because there's a game I hope to see in person, and I hope to get tickets for, and it's the Giants and the Buccaneers in New Jersey, and that will be the only time I will be willingly wanting to go to New Jersey, and I think it's worth it just to see Tommy Boy.
I don't think you're far off there. I think that's a noble goal.
I think that is That's one of the only reasons you should ever go to New Jersey willingly. And hopefully we're not shooting ourselves in the foot by making fun of all the potential New York Jersey fans of the pod.
Hey, I mean, it's their fault for living in New Jersey.
I mean, I'll say this about New Jersey. I respect the fact that they are so proud of where they come from. They
God
are just
only
like,
knows why. But yeah, I mean, if you got
I
that
gotta
pride,
respect
flaunt
it.
it, man.
They got that pride. Like, it's kind of they're
You know who's
going
gonna
to
be really,
of
really pissed about our New Jersey slander?
Chris, Vicky.
Vicky is not gonna be happy if she listens. She
I
knows
mean, hey,
though. She lived with us, so
I mean, we'll tell it to her right to her face.
I will. And Vicky, if you're listening, I don't care.
Me either.
You were born and raised in the armpit of America, and I'm happy that you got out for a little bit.
All right. You want to move on to our next piece of topic?
Let's switch gears to the Vans Warped Tour scene, who are currently...
Do you want to give you want to give the background on this? Do you have all the necessary things up?
I am ready. Hold on a second. Let's fire up Twitter here and find...
This is...
I'm going to read the statement. So somebody went anonymous on Reddit and posted this to the relationships subreddit. They said,
God, I fucking love Reddit.
Their username is throwaway with a bunch of numbers, and it says, throwaway for reasons that will become obvious soon. I, 30 male, play in a decently well-known band that's been touring around the country for about 9 years now. I met my girlfriend, 25 female, at a show 2 years ago which had local openers, and she told me that she was a friend of one of the local bands and that's why she was there. When we met, she offered to buy me a drink, and after talking, she claimed that she didn't know my band / who I was at all. She has moved to my state, and we live together now. Today, being bored in quarantine, we were going through old photos together. This is where it all unravels. In 2012, my band played a cross-country music festival, and we had daily meet and greets for fans. We weren't all that big, but it was a fun thing for us and our fans. When we were looking at old photos, there was a picture of her with my band, which was obviously from this festival. So she lied, knew my band, possibly knew who I was for, all caps, years. And it's having me doubt the entire relationship. Like she only got with me because of who I am / I was in the band, things like that. I'm thinking about leaving in the middle of the night tonight, but I don't know if I'm just overreacting as two separate words, I don't know if I'm just overreacting to something really stupid. I was so upset I didn't even want to talk to her about it. I don't know, all caps, how to talk to her about it. I already talked to my buddy and he'll let me crash for a few nights. I just don't know what to do. Too long, didn't read. Girlfriend lied about knowing who I was when we met. I found out she lied. I want to leave. Don't know what to do. First of all, first things first.
Oh, man, this is a lot to unpack.
It's a lot to unpack, and so basically, the Twitter sleuths have started trying to figure out who this person is. It's pretty obvious just based on the wording and the fact that this guy says that, like, oh, we were a decently known band or whatever. It's that kind of modesty that you can expect from anybody who's played the Vans Warped Tour. And that tour was pretty huge in 2012. So people are trying to figure out who this guy is, what band he's from. And it has been, I will say it has been a thoroughly entertaining ride watching the Twitter threads. There's a guy it's not his he's a Twitch streamer, so it's not his handle, but his name that comes up every time you see one of his tweets is Quentin Quarantino.
That's great. I love that name.
Yep, he has been...
That's a solid Twitter name.
He has been heading up the search, and supposedly the person who posted it said that they would reveal who they were if the community could raise $10,000 for Live Nation's, I think it's called like the One Crew Fund or something. You can look it up. If there's $10,000 worth of donations to this fund for out-of-work musicians and crew people, if they reach $10,000, they will reveal themselves. But I think it's much more fun to watch everybody just trying through process of elimination to figure out who the hell this guy is.
Yeah, I'm like trying to get a solid, like a solid view of what the lineup was in 2012. If we can find that, maybe we can make our own predictions of who we think this possibly is.
The first band that came to mind when I read this, because so even before I knew about the Twitter thread and whatever, somebody else had posted it before it kind of reached critical mass. And
right.
the first band that came to my mind when I was reading this Reddit post was Sleeping with Sirens. I was like, this has.
Didn't they come out and say no? I know a lot of bands came out and said that. So no, it wasn't us.
There's
Ronnie
been a lot
Radke,
of them.
I know. Ronnie Radke went out and said, "Yeah, it wasn't me."
This guy Quentin Quarantino, his initial post where he basically had a screen cap of the Reddit post. So his first Twitter made a joke about Ronnie Radke, and it was clearly just a joke because I don't think of all people, I don't think Ronnie Radke was going to be posting that kind of thing.
And Ronnie Radke was on a different level in 2012 than a lot of other smaller bands.
Yeah, I really don't think it was any of like the big headliners. But it definitely has to be. I think it definitely has to be.
I don't like Ronnie Radke, but he wouldn't be doing that.
Please, nobody. Please, nobody confuse it. We are not fans.
We are not fans, and I'm not defending him in any way, but he wouldn't do something like that.
I don't think he has. I don't think he has the emotional wherewithal.
I mean, he's too busy rocking the Gucci sneaks.
God help me.
Remember that song? That disaster?
I wish I could.
Now I'm looking at some of the list, or some of the bands on it, and it has to be a band that currently is playing and has been around for a while and was tiny in 2012. It's hard to think of bands in 2012. That was 8 years ago.
Yeah, I think in reality it's going to be a band that nobody really remembers, but I do have some suspicions.
I think it's a pop punk band, dude, honestly.
Yeah, this has Pop Punk Bro written all over it.
I'm looking at the bands, and somebody said Title Fight, and I was like, nah, that wouldn't be tough.
Yeah, I don't think having had interactions with those guys and followed them pretty closely, I have a hard time believing that any of them would do something that would put them in a public space like this, because that's the thing, is that whoever posted this, somewhere in the back of their mind, they might have just been drunk posting on Reddit or something, but they had to have at least an inkling in the back of their mind that people were going to be trying to figure out who it is.
Oh, apparently another thing about this band is they are from the United States. So it's not Chunk No Captain Chunk.
You listen to Chunk, bro?
Oh, man.
Hey, dudes, are you ready to?
We see Motionless in White, but I think how
Motionless
big were
in
they
White
in
was
2012?
Okay. They were pretty big in 2012. I don't think they were headliners on the Monster stage, Carolina. But I know that they were on the Monster stage. Oh, it could be one of the guys from Breathe Carolina.
Are they a band still?
I have no idea. There's so much of that scene that's just fallen by the wayside.
Fireworks are not a band anymore. Hostage Calm's not a band anymore.
Hostage Calm was on Warped Tour in 2012?
Dude, I'm on the Facebook page.
That's
looking.
sick.
I mean, I'm just looking at what...
I wish I had seen them instead of waiting around in the heat for Of Mice and Men. Oof.
You Me at 6, nah.
That name is in like the dark recesses of my brain, but I could not name a song by them.
I mean, they're from England, I'm pretty sure. 4 Year Strong, I feel like wouldn't be it.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like 4 Year Strong is a little bit too big to be this guy.
I mean,
Somebody
my
mentioned
first and what?
somebody mentioned Bless the Fall, and that was an interesting one. I don't think it's any of the like vocalists. I don't think it's any of like the Warped Tour celebrities.
Well, yeah, it wouldn't be like I don't know, like
Yeah, I don't see
this
Austin
is
Carlisle coming out of the woodwork and being like, "It was me, guys."
no, like I feel like Austin Carlisle has better things to worry about than.
Like the hard turn to Christianity that he took.
Did he really?
Yeah, somebody posted something about him on Instagram a few months back, and I went
Man,
and
him and Aaron Gillespie like switched spots.
yeah, they did.
Cause like Aaron Gillespie now is just like, nah, dude, God's not real. I don't believe in that shit.
Yeah, and now he's like,
Like isn't Aaron Gillespie now like a devout atheist or some shit like that?
I think so, which is
I
funny
remember
because Under
seeing
Oath was
something about that.
Under Oath was a more interesting band when they were like starkly a Christian band.
I remember
They had one like
that
comeback
whole
record
scene.
like a year or two ago, and not great. Not my cup of tea.
That was such an interesting that was such an interesting scene back in the day, with that whole like Christian metalcore, like Christian core thing.
I mean, it's so interesting how like if nothing else, it's interesting to watch that progression of these trends in rock and hardcore and other music too, that like
But that was such a tiny trend that it kind of made it mainstream.
it was huge for a while. I mean,
It was. I remember it being a big deal where I grew up in Massachusetts.
well, yeah, and it was, it
With
was
that whole
all
Rocco
genres.
scene and everything.
It was all like every genre was touched by it. You got your Under Oath. You had Flyleaf. Oh, what was the butt rock band? Oh my god.
Oh, Skillet.
Yes.
Skillet, dude.
Skillet. Oh my god. It was these like
Dude.
you got some real gems out of that scene, like Me Without You, like fantastic band. Under Oath had their hits, but like there's a lot of it that was just watered down versions of all their music.
There was a band my friend he like toured with for a little bit, and like did merch for them, and there was like this whole Christian metalcore like music festival like way up in Vermont or something like that. But they were called like Exiting the Fall.
Oh, I heard of them, yeah.
They had their moment at one point. They were kind of big-ish among at least the Massachusetts scene, way back.
Yeah. So in any case, the mystery's still ongoing. This kid Quentin Quarantino. I don't know his actual name, and I don't remember what his actual handle is. But
I mean,
he's doing like
it's the internet. I don't need his real name, dude.
Exactly.
I don't want his real name.
He's doing charity streams and stuff to help raise money, which is cool. Like raising money for a good cause for artists and crew people and everything else that are struggling at this time. So good for them. I hope they hit that 10K. I hope we find out who it is. But I'll be yeah. I'm interested to find out who the hell.
I just want to know, like.
I want to know whether or not he left.
Did he actually?
I don't know.
I want to know. I want to know that. I'm
invested now. I've got nobody has anything better. Nobody has anything better to do. So let's find out who the hell this guy is.
I saw like some tweet about him. It was like, why would someone tweet something like this, knowing the music industry has been on hold for like the past month? I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, there's a of all the times to do this, now was not it.
I mean, hey, like, nothing else going on. But I don't know what. It's probably definitely like a pop punk band though. Like I think
Yeah,
that's
it
the
just has
general
that.
consensus of it.
It has that written all over it.
What if it's like Man Overboard?
I mean, those guys don't actively tour anymore, but knowing a
That
few
is
of their
true,
songs, I
dude.
think the personality checks out.
I I remember really liking the what was that Man Overboard album? Real Talk. And I was like, oh, I'm sure this album is really good. I'm like, and so like I start listening to it, hoping it still holds up. And
Nah,
no, Man Overboard is not a good band, guys. Um,
I'm with you.
they kind of suck. Um, I don't know who's the whiny like skinny singer. You know, I'm talking about the one with the glasses.
Really narrowing it down when it comes to pop punk guys, but yeah, and
I mean,
I
it's like
remember.
so like in Man Overboard, it's like the bassist sings, and then like it's a guitarist, or maybe it's both of the guitarists sings, but like the guitarist is kind of a little bigger and usually wears a flat brim hat, and the other one is like skinny, big nose, and he just has the high pitched voice, and I'm just like, no, he is not good at all, and
Yeah.
this never it's bad. Like you point this out whenever we listen to an album, but it's especially bad when my girlfriend, who's not a recording expert, she does music stuff, but she's not like a recording expert by any standards. And she says, "Ooh, that vocal correction
Oh, dude.
in like Man Overboard."
Yeah, it's everywhere. Anytime there's any
It's
kind of drawn out vowel, it's like, oh, you couldn't sustain that note. You can hear the computer like clicking in. Yeah.
it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, not my favorite band by any means. So yeah, I'm I'm interested to see where that goes. I think that'll be it'll probably be a recurring segment until we find out as people start to narrow it down.
Yeah, and as more people like say on the interweb that it's not them.
Yeah, it has been wildly entertaining watching all of these guys coming out and being like, no, it wasn't me, but it like the interactions and stuff that are happening because of it have been just very entertaining to watch. It's been a cool little thing to take your mind off the beer virus and whatever else.
Well, and it's just like it's like I want to know. Everyone
Yep.
just like they just gots to know.
It's the grand mystery.
But I think everyone is going to be so let down by it.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be like I said, I don't think it's gonna be anybody like particularly big. I think it might be a name people recognize for sure, but I don't think it's gonna be,
I bet you $10 it's a bass player of like a band it's a bass player. It's definitely the bass player, and like no one knows
a bass
like
player of
some random band.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet it's the bass player. No one gives a shit about the bass player. But I will say
the most attention that a bass player gets since Fall Out Boy was in their heyday.
I mean, Fall Out Boy would be nothing without Pete Wentz. Pete Wentz can't play bass for shit.
Oh god, watching live videos of them is always so fucking funny. He's so bad.
He can't play bass for shit, but he knows how to write lyrics, and he can't sing for shit. He just knows how to be a pretty face and be the face of like a band and like a brand.
He's got songwriting instincts, but yeah, he's as an actual musician. Yeah.
Well, he also knows how to like build a brand, and like he was able to build the brand of Fall Out Boy to be what it is.
Listen,
Patrick Stump was not. He's a good talent, but he's not a face of the the band type of person.
Yeah, and
now he is. But back when they started,
I still want a Pete Wentz signature Squire P bass. So if anybody's got one of those kicking around, it's probably only worth like $150-$200, but I'll pay it.
I want the Daisy Rock, dude.
True.
Remember Daisy of Love?
Yep.
Remember Rock of Love? Oh, Bret Michaels. Dude, I love all those trash TV shows. Those are so good.
Oh my god.
VH1 was sick back in the day, and now it's just trash.
That's true.
Like, I don't care
That's true.
about Basketball Wives. Give
Is
me,
that an
like,
actual
Rock of
show?
Love. I'm pretty sure it is.
Christ.
And I'm pretty sure it's just, like, Housewives or some shit. You know what I mean?
Well, I think now that we've devolved to basketball wives, it's probably time for some recommendations.
Okay. You start.
I've got two this week.
Ooh.
One is a song. The other is um I guess you could call it a piece of hardware. So we'll start with
Hardware for what?
for your ear holes. It's I'm showing Dan on FaceTime. I just got a pair of Skull Candy indies because I got a targeted Instagram ad and they were on sale. They were like $50 and they're basically just AirPod Pros, but they come in a bunch of different colors and they're way cheaper and I find them more comfortable. And so far the battery life has been fantastic. I've only charged the case once and I've been using them for 4 or 5 days now. So yeah, they look good, they feel good, they sound, I mean, they're just a pair of earbuds, so they're not going to sound great, but they've got, they're covering the spectrum as good as any pair of headphones that I use for like day-to-day life. And yeah, I think I paid $50 shipped to my door. And yeah, I'm not complaining. They're pretty sick.
I like Skull Candies, but I'm not a whole fan of the ear pod thing or like, I don't know, man. Like
I've never been sold on the hype for the true wireless headphones where it's just the buds in your ear. Like I haven't really cared all that much. I've gotten by with just the Apple headphones and whatever else, but
Apple
I've
makes
been
some
more
good
and more
ones, but
interested.
the Apple, I like the old Apple ones, but the recent Apple ones just like hurt my.
They don't sit right in my ears.
No, I don't like them.
So I've gotten by with them for a while, but yeah, I decided to go for an upgrade because it was well within the price range, and so far so good.
Should have gone with
And then
Sennheisers, my dude.
I want to get the Sennheiser true wireless ones, but they
Which
are
ones? Like the
marginally. Oh, I forget what the name of them are.
I had a pair, and I regret this. Like I like left them at like a hockey game or something like that, and I never got them back. Sennheiser's 4.50s, and they're like the big, like bulky. They're kind of bulky.
Over ears?
What?
Like over your ear?
Yeah, and they were so comfy, and the sound quality was so good, but I messed up and forgot them, and I'm sad.
Yeah, I love Sennheisers. I've got HD 280s that I use for just like monitoring and sometimes for mixing and stuff. And yeah, they're comfortable. They sound great. Big fan of those.
True.
But yeah, my other recommendation is the song Taurus Season by Travis Alexander, formerly of Therefore I Am and Ghost Thrower. Solid bop. It's fitting because we're in Taurus season.
True.
But it's like an indie rock kind of thing. It's guitar driven, but there's a lot of electronic instrumentation, and he does some like Frank Ocean vocal editing, vocal manipulation kind of things that are really cool. And he's got that classic kind of like emo lyric thing going on, and yeah, it hits hard. It's good.
Solid stuff. Mine is a song. It's In Circles by The World is a Beautiful Place and I Am No Longer Afraid to Die. Love that name.
That name. It's going to live in infamy, but great band.
Yeah.
I think I've seen The World Is more than any other band just from living in Connecticut for 4 years.
I mean, they do that. I mean, they play a lot of gigs. I enjoy them. They're great. But they put it out last week. Great song, guitar driven, and really works with the dynamics. It has a lot of those classic loud parts and then the quiet soft parts, like any other World Is song. Solid.
Yeah, that seems on brand for them.
It's a solid bop, 6 minutes. Great guitar, great drums that are in a weird time signature.
Oh, so it's a song for Brad.
Well, I mean, Brad, the thing about Brad is like you'll show him a song and you'll be like, "Oh, look, this is in a 12/5 like time signature," and he'll be like, "I just don't like the lyrics. I don't like the way he's singing. He sounds too much like a pop punk singer or something like that."
Yeah, he is very particular.
He is so particular.
But then he listens to a lot of just basic like lo-fi hip hop beats or like 80s synthwave stuff, and like
he's just like, this is my shit.
He's a funny one. Yeah, he's a funny cat that way.
I mean, like, I'll agree with some of his musical hot takes, like,
of which there are many.
Oh, he has so many. We'll have to get him on. Like, I want
definitely
his hottest takes on music. We'll probably plan that in the future because he's been brought up so much in this episode. But he, like, I agree with him. I don't like the Front Bottoms either.
I still back that band.
I don't back that band at all. I don't.
Older, first 2 or 3 albums.
But then again,
pretty decent songwriting.
I was listening to them
for like a indie folk band.
That's true for the listeners who are not familiar with the Front Bottoms.
True.
Yeah.
So yeah, listen to Travis Alexander and The World Is a Beautiful Place, and go buy Skull Candy headphones and all three. Travis, World Is, Skull Candy, sponsor us.
Boom.
Give us money.
Give us money. That is the end all be all of everything.
I want to be the first podcast millionaire.
Dude, we're not Joe Rogan.
Damn it.
Or fucking Howard Stern or
Guy Can Dream.
Or what's another podcaster that's a millionaire at this point? God.
I'm sure Dax Shepard is.
Oh, he probably is. I mean,
but that probably has more to do with his acting career. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. Until next time, guys. This has been the Packie Run podcast.
We'll talk to you next week. Fucking.
Cat.